Hare Krishna. The ego can misappropriate everything, even humility. On the spiritual path, we know that the ego is an enemy. Even in our daily life, ego hurts our relationships and prevents us from functioning effectively in teams, even in our professional settings. How do we deal with this ego? The opposite of ego is humility, where we remember our position and don't try to become an imposition on others. In spiritual life, the purpose is ultimately to subordinate and sublimate the ego. When we do devotional activities such as chanting the holy names, such as studying scripture, worshipping the deities, all these are meant to help us understand Krishna's greatness, and in comparison with that, to appreciate our smallness and to thereby become fixed in our position as Krishna's eternal servants. However, the ego can misappropriate even that which is meant for countering the ego. Thus, for example, we may try to have a culture of humility where we may say that, oh, I am very fallen, please pray for me. Now, this can be an expression of humility, but sometimes in a devotional setting, we may close our eyes, act very fallen, act very humble and say, I am very fallen. And then we open our eyes and look to see how many people are appreciating our humility. When in this way our ego is trying to make us feel good about our humility, we are becoming proud of our humility. So this is how the ego can misappropriate religious activities and even the expressions of humility for its own purposes of boosting itself. The Bhagavad Gita states that actually humility and pridelessness are the beginning of knowledge. In 13.8 to 12, it lists out 20 items, and the first two among them are Amanitvam Adambhitvam Ahimsa Shantirarjavam Acharyopasanam Shaucham Sthiryam Atma Vinigraha. Humility and pridelessness are the first in this list of 20 items. So the vigilance is constantly needed so that our humility doesn't become a tool for the ego, but rather the humility becomes the counter to the ego. And the easiest way to cultivate humility is not by just thinking I am so fallen, but by focusing on our identity that we are servants of Krishna. And in every situation, if we are thinking, how can I serve? How can I contribute? What can I do for Krishna and for those connected with Krishna right now? Then that disposition of service is the healthiest, easiest and the happiest way to develop humility. Thank you. Hare Krishna.